Hello everybody, Great95 here, and today I have a special little interview, my first one for the channel, and today I'm interviewing...
kainon16, and what may I say, I am very honored to be the first.
Well, it took a lot of time for me to actually get him on here. I kind of haven't had the time, which I apologize again. But,
Yeah, it's a shame. You really should have, if you wanted to, for your first interview, if it was going to take you this long, you should have got somebody who's actually interesting. But
dude, you're interesting. Don't
I'm
even...
kidding, kidding.
Alright, so... let's start this thing off. How about we start off with, what are your name origins? Like, kainon16, how did you come up with this name?
It's a fantastic story of whimsy and woe with demons and ghouls and awesome battles. Okay, no. Well, it was kind of an internal battle. Basically, my first account that I got when I was 12 years old was by the name of Psi Gino. How you spell that? PSI G3 and 0.
Nice.
So nobody knew how to pronounce the name.
Mm-hmm.
And I used to like let's plays on there with a camera, but I decided I wanted to, as opposed to just doing it as a hobby and uploading randomly, I decided I want to do it seriously. Well, I wanted to have a name that's actually easily pronounced, but I maybe made and closed accounts like 30 times before I came to this name, and while looking for a decent name, I found Impolo18's channel, and as a headline it said Kanon's channel, because apparently that's the name he used in forums. And I'm like, well, I'm sure he won't mind if I just, steal that name. And apparently it's actually pronounced Kanin, but I figure, it's my name, so I may pronounce it how I want. But as far as the, and just the 16, I kept typing it in, and I'm like, no, that doesn't look right. And eventually I just typed in 16, and it just rolled off the tongue as well, so I figure it not only looks good to me, but it's also visually appealing or it's also audibly appealing. Like, I'm a little weird in the way that if something doesn't look good to me, even if it sounds good or something like that, I don't like it because I'm OCD like that. So it was a pretty difficult to come up with an actual name that I wasn't just like, oh, it looks so terrible, like the lettering, it just doesn't match each other, So
I understand, I
it was kind
understand. And you've made a name for yourself. You have, what, 144 subscribers or
of,
so?
that is correct.
Yep. You've done very well for someone who's pretty new still. And I can honestly say you're one of my favorites, personally.
Yeah, I actually, I don't want to sound like a douche, but I do get that a lot, and I very much thank you for saying that. You have good taste. All right, now.
Alright, let's see. Next question. Alright, who, or what was your inspiration to start LPing?
Well, this is another story that I'm going to be going into. I apologize,
It's okay.
but basically, when I was under the surname of Side Gino, I used to want to do machinimas, and I didn't end up ever doing them, but I used to write the scripts for people who weren't imaginative enough or funny enough to do it. And I was in a collab group with whose name that I forget. But basically, if people are like, I can't think of a good joke, I can't think of a good thing for the episode, they would come to me. And I eventually got writer's block for someone who wanted me to write a drama machinima for them. And I was like, well, you know what? And I was like trying to find inspiration for it, and I kept playing RPGs, thinking those would kind of help me think of some dramatic moments in games. And I decided a good one to look up would be Mother 3, but I decided I wanted to watch a Let's Play because I wasn't really in the mood to look for a walkthrough. And I came across Nintendo Capri Sun, who I recognized his name because I actually saw him when he had 2,000 subscribers when he was doing Punch Out. And I'm like, okay, well, I'm sure he's really good at this. And I literally was like in love. I stayed in my room and watched the entire thing in a span of 2 days, because I was just in love with his voice, and I just couldn't stop watching. I wanted to see what happened next, but I also liked to hear, what stories he had and how he felt about the game. And I honestly kind of was like, you know what, the machinima is just such a dirty place. It's just this place where everyone's always fake and carrying themselves like really, like everyone's carrying themselves like, oh, sex jokes. Sex jokes are the funniest things ever. Chuck Norris reference, haha.
Yeah.
And that's like all the people, and that's all I ever wrote. And I was just like, you know what, this sucks. And seeing a person on the internet be a human as opposed to being, an archetype of something that, of a certain group, like, the machinima community is always dirty humor, and it was nice to see a person who was a human being as opposed to a person who was just like a cardboard cutout person just trying to fit in.
Right.
And it inspired me to do what I do and try and just, entertain people with purely me as opposed to purely what they want to see.
Very good. Very good. That's wow. Kind of deep.
Yeah, this does actually mean quite a bit to me. There's quite a bit of a story behind this journey, I guess you could say.
That's good. That's good. It means a lot. Well, that coincides with next question. What's your favorite LP you've ever watched?
My favorite LP I've ever watched. It's actually Nintendo Capri Sun's, either his Zelda Second Quest Swordless or Zelda 2 The Adventure of Link, because I kind of just felt like, I don't know, those are the most entertaining things I've seen. It's really cool. Or the 3 Heart Run, I'm a big fan of his Zelda NES ones, because it's just really cool to, see him do these challenging games and challenge himself and still be as personal and hear about him. And I just think it's really awesome to, to watch him do stuff that I never could at the time.
Right.
Like my Zelda 2 LP, at the time when I first watched his, I found that game to be impossibly difficult. I'm being interrupted by the phone.
Alright, it's fine. Anyway, we're back after that little cut. Sorry about that. Phones are...
Yeah, sorry, just a toll-free service called about my credit card debt. So,
oh, I
about
love
my
those.
non-existent credit card debt.
Yep. So good. The phones are evil. Anyway. Alright, well, next question. What, let's see, what is your, favorite LP that you've done so far?
My favorite LP that I've done so far, Super Metroid and Zelda 2 The Adventure of Link, just because, like, I don't know, just the subscribers I gained from those ones were so much fun to talk to, and it was just really cool because that was the one where I gained 100 subscribers. Those are the LPs I was doing,
right?
And those are some of my favorite games that I never 100%ed Super Metroid, and at the time I played Zelda 2, I was never able to beat it without one game over, so I was really impressed that I did. So it was kind of like cool to see my skills and improve on that, and also, gain the subscribers I did.
Right. Very nice, very nice. Alright. Next question. How about what is your favorite game in general that you've played? Like, not
I can't really answer that because I'm not really one to pick favorites. I'm really bad at those, but my favorite game that I've played, like recently or ever?
Ever, it doesn't matter.
I don't think I can answer ever, honestly. I've ever played. I'm sorry, I can't really say. There's just too many that I love, and the second I say one, I come up with another.
I understand. Well, then how about recently?
As far as recently goes, I think Metroid Other M was my favorite that I've played because at the time I got it, like I saw the reviews and I thought it was going to suck, and I mean, playing through it again, like the second time around after beating it one time and thinking it was just good, playing it again was just amazing, just the action, the story. Then now that I know what's going to happen, now that I understand everything in the grand scheme of things, it was just a totally different experience playing through it a second time, and it's kind of climbed the ranks as one of my favorite action games.
Cool. Okay. Well, let's see. What question have I not asked you yet? I can't even. Okay. How about, do you have, actually, no, not that one yet. How do you record your videos? Do you use like a Dazzle or what?
Well, I'm actually a Mac user, so recording videos
Hmm.
was pretty difficult. It took me months to find a decent screen recorder to record emulator games, but I found one called ScreenFlow,
Right.
which I was courteous enough to go to to send them an email saying, "Hey, I'm ripping this off the Pirate Bay. If you have a problem with that, then suck it." And I ripped it off the Pirate Bay. I
Noble.
know that's not, but I found a video saying download it for free. I downloaded it, and I had some technical difficulties with it at the time, but once I fixed them, that's how I record from the screen and record emulator games. But I have a little-known capture device for Macs by the name of an Elgato, and Elgatos are HD capture devices that specialize in capturing HD television and video games.
Uh-huh.
So I mean, like I could render like an N64 game or an NES game in HD if I just do it in iMovie.
Hmm.
So that's how I record my stuff.
Nice.
That's how I record all this wonderful shit. Somehow all of you seem to watch.
Well, I didn't know about that stuff.
Yeah, it's once again, being a Mac user as opposed to a lot of people having PCs.
Hmm.
It's pretty hard to, that you can't really just look up how to record for an LP because they're always going to be like, buy a Dazzle. And
Right.
it's like, well, thanks, that's real helpful.
Hmm. Well, you've pushed through it, so.
Yeah, it
um.
was a ass though.
Yeah. Uh. Do you have any advice or recommendations for upcoming LPers?
As far as advice goes, like I can, always give you, the normal advice like play a good game and do all that stuff. But I think the greatest advice I can give you is just talk. And I know what you're all thinking. Well, that was bullshit. Thanks for wasting my time. But no, when I say just talk, I mean whatever's in your brain right now, just talk because that's you, as opposed to trying to plan out jokes and thinking about what you want to say. Because just saying whatever you say, whatever you just comes into your head is you. And I've kind of come up with I guess I don't know, slogan for that, which is basically people are gonna. Which one would you rather have people subscribe to? Would you rather have people subscribe to you for your commentary or people that subscribe to you for you? Your commentary isn't going to carry you. You are going to carry your commentary. And let's just face it, if you're interesting enough, then people are going to like you. You don't have to be gut-bustingly hilarious like, Proton John or Chugga Conroy or Deceased Crab or any of those guys are. You don't have to be funny or witty or anything. As long as you're interesting and as long as you're relatable, I think people will like you. Because I'm funny, but I'm only funny because I just say words and they come out funny. But like I can't plan a joke or come up with anything witty on the fly.
Hmm.
If I do, it's basically my Lord and Savior Jesus Christ looking out for me. So it's ironic that I just said that because I'm Jewish, it's just you just gotta talk, and if you're good enough, people will like you.
Right. Very good advice. Alright, well, this is pretty much at a close. The only thing I have left to ask you is, do you have any news for the people watching?
Any news for the people watching?
About, like...
If you subscribe to my channel, everybody gets a free corn dog. No, no. That's about all I can think of that would be news, but I unfortunately don't really have anything to say.
Alright. Well,
I
thanks.
thank you for
What?
having me. I thank you very much for having me.
Yeah. You're welcome, and it's been fun talking to you. Thanks for
And who knows, man?
yeah. So this has been Great on 95,
And kainon16.
and go sub to him. He's awesome.
Thank you.
You're welcome. All right. I'll see you guys some other time with another interview. Bye for now.